Divinitas salutaras, vertebras libertas.
Hello everybody and welcome back once again to Let's Play Rome Total War Remastered. Okay, so I'm recording this on Wednesday. You're probably going to see it on Wednesday because it's going to be a slightly shorter session. I wasn't going to record anything today, and I haven't recorded anything for the past sort of 2 or 3 days. I did plan to record this today anyway, but I've had a pretty crappy, draining day at work, and I was like, I can't be bothered to record. But I've sort of sat down for an hour after work now. It's now 5:30, which means it's going to be touch and go whether you get this before 7:30ish. Then there's the England playing tonight at 8 o'clock, so, you know, lots going on this evening. But anyway, to cut a long story short, I kind of snapped myself out of my wool and thought, no, I'm going to play this. It's probably going to help bring me round. I'm going to have a glass of rum when I'm watching the football as well later. I'll bring myself out of this state of drainedness. It's not a, is that a word, drainedness? Probably not, but hey ho, I just used it. So, in the last session, we consolidated across the land. We had already unified. Oh no, we didn't actually. We unified Sicily in the last session, and now we've started to sort of solidify our lot in life across the land, continuing to expand our settlements, continuing to expand our navies, continuing to expand our army, and also continuing to expand our treasury, because we've got a nice healthy turnover now. And as I finished the session on an end turn, we had a few little bits to tidy up off camera, so I'll whiz through those quickly so that we can focus on other stuff in today's session. So here at Corduba we are recruiting a diplomat, simply because we might need to do some diplomating. Again, not a word, but I've used it. Given that in the last session the Gaul said, pay us 1,600 denarii, otherwise we're going to attack you. So we'll just get a diplomat at the ready to parley with the Gauls and the Spanish should the need arise. And we're also building roads. The reason we didn't build roads previously was because we didn't want to give the Spanish an opportunity to come and attack us quicker than if they had to trundle across a roadless land. But now that we're satisfied with our garrison, there's no reason for us not to build roads anymore, to ship out that lovely gold that we have, that we are mining here. So finally, the Cordubans are getting some roads. Happy days if you're a Corduban. Right, so that's that. Here in Tingi, nothing doing other than the construction of paved roads. Looks like we are having a road building initiative across the land, because we're also building roads here in Cirta as well. Yes. All of this will provide significant boons to the treasury in improved trade. So that's, as you can see, the switch of focus to the Carthaginians. We're now focusing a lot more on our income, whilst we have this little bit of a lull militarily. Demidi, finishing off its shrine or temple to Melkart. Nothing happening at Nepta. Palma, we have Bomilcar, finally, after sunning himself for several years on the lovely beaches here in the Mediterranean, is now being forced to come back to the frontish lines to get his hands dirty. So we'll see what he does in the not too distant future, which leaves Palma in the hands of a local governor who is overseeing things. So, our full stack army that is now fully recruited is now starting to mobilise, and its first target will be a relatively straightforward warm-up task of taking the rather lightly defended Corellis and bringing it back under our loving embrace after the Romans so underhandedly took it several years ago. So that's the first task. So we are amassing the troops. Here is the infantry and the horses. Here is good old Hasdrubal, 56 years young. He has pulled rank and says that he shall command this faction's first full stack standing army, if you will. And he, you know, the blundering Hasdrubal, God help us all. But he does have the support of his father's retinue of Herald and Wise Man and Spymaster. So he, a few extra years has wizened him up a touch, together with his father's followers. Maybe next time he gets into a fight with a much more competent army, he'll be less of a blunderer. We shall soon see. So yeah, he's going to merge with that, and then they're going to move to around about here, get some boats, and boom, across to Corellis, with the second half of the army, which consists of that. Some decently armoured or weaponed with the blacksmith. Pretty decent troops. Spearmen, long shield cav, and of course elephants always go down well. So yeah, looking forward to seeing how that army actually cracks on. In fact, change of plan. We'll take them completely, the entirety of these guys, we'll take them to Carthage so that we can retrain them to get the same weaponry. That's exactly what we'll do. We'll give them the upgrades too. So that's the army mobilising, should be ready. Pretty sharpish. Over here in Carthage, continuing to build the elite cavalry stables to enable us to get those lovely war elephants. Not the armoured elephants, but the war elephants. Retraining the ships which have attacked the Scipii fleet that was blockading Carthage at the end of the last session. And we are now taking our elephants that we lost in the siege of Syracuse back to be retrained, before then shipping them back again. I may switch this. If they stay gold after retraining, I'll probably use these gold ones in the army and ship across the non-gold ones back to Syracuse. It's probably what I'll do. Here we have some long shield cavalry to come back and also retrain. I forgot to take them in the same boats as the elephants, but they will retrain and then come back to form part of this defensive army, the Sicilian defensive force, which we are currently expanding. They shall have elephants, they shall have another unit of long shield cav, they shall have another unit of round shield cav, which we're recruiting here, they shall have another couple of units of spear, which we will recruit in a second, and that will be a defensive force for Sicily, and if all goes horribly wrong with Hasdrubal's army, a secondary force to supplement Hasdrubal's army, should it be required. Okay, so also we are taking across, when the boats are recruited, we are taking across the spy and diplomat across to the Roman lands here, to southern tip of Italy, to start to spy on the Brutii, to see if we can start to think about putting a battle plan together to take down those guys. Also, we're going to take a look at Capua, the last of the Scipii lands, and we're just basically going to cause havoc in southern Italy, because why not? So that's what we're preparing for by taking those guys across to get some intel. And finally, we have the Merchant of Syracuse. No, the Merchant of Messana, soon to be recruiting a Merchant of Syracuse after we have finished building what we can to get the Merchant. And then we're going to ship those two merchants down on some boats to start trading the purple dyes and the incense, because as we can see from this guy, it's quite lucrative to do that. So that's going to be some more income through the merchants when we finally get that sorted. And everything else across the land is quite self-sufficient. So there you go, whistle-stop tour of what I did off camera. So that means that we're ready to end the turn, I believe. Nothing else for us to do. I lie. Trying to find the Scythians. Don't know where to find them. So we'll just keep walking. Apparently they're somewhere in here. Apparently they're right there.
I will speak with them at once.
Trade rights map information. Pay me 1,500. They've got a modest treasury. This might be too much for them. We'll try it.
Regretfully, we must decline.
Wow. You can always pay me more, you know. If it's too generous, you can always pay me more.
Regretfully, we must decline.
Jesus.
I will speak with them at once.
Seriously, it's no problem. Is it because they don't have the money, or is it because it really is that generous an offer? Okay, I'll try one more time. 3,000. I think it's because I don't have the money, you know.
Regretfully, we must decline.
Okay, trade rights?
A most generous proposal.
Fine, that'll have to do. I think that's going to be it. Unless he can make it to the Parthians. He's going to try. He's going to try. Let's get up there. Go. Go. Ribadi Alerda. We'll never see the light of Carthage again at age 58, but hey, he's doing it for the faction. He's a faction man. He's travelling the length and breadth of Europe for the good of the faction. Now that we're coining it in, we can attribute some of that to his trade negotiations on the continent. Excellent indeed. Right, okay, so that's him sorted. Any more agents that we need to worry about? I don't think so. We have kind of a diplomat down here doing nothing because I was hoping to... Oh, the Seleucids! Hang on! Hang on!
I will speak with them at once.
Hang on! See, they're wealthy, so I bet you they'll pay. I bet you they'll pay. I'm going to try 3,000, you know. I want to be greedy. Demanding. Oh, it's a bit too much. Bit too much. That's a bit too much. Okay, 2,000. Balance. There we go.
Would you consider
1740. Yeah, that's fine.
our thanks?
Oh, he drives a hard bargain, doesn't he?
Obedient servant. Be quick. Our patience is limited.
Ceasefire? Very demanding. Try it.
Surely, you jest.
Okay, no doing. So we'll keep him down there for now. We may want to eliminate them at some point in the future. But, yes, there's some ships here kind of just chilling out, doing nothing useful. Your Colossus of Rhodes standing tall. Okay, so there you go. So we've got a little bit more extra money, which is always good. But we are now ready to end the terms. Just got to be careful that the Romans do not land any ships on Sicily. That's my biggest fear. Got to watch out for that. What are you doing? Can you move it, please? I like to move. They're going to take that. We don't have anybody in there to defend against that, other than peasants and down large. You know what I said? I was considering taking these guys down. Yeah, it could be a good time to do that. It's a bloody bummer, because we were taking this guy kind of across to spy on the situation there, to prepare for this, if this was to happen. Yeah, that's going to be a bit of a difficult one to defend without a general there. We could actually take Hanno back down at age 77. If he was to get there, he'd probably single-handedly salvage that situation. Oh god, should we try it? Bodushman Lixus. Oh! Good old Zixus has had a kid already? They don't mess around, do they? Other people of the family take note. That is how you do business. Just married in the last session. This session, having babies. Zixus Lixus, now a father. We like it. Let's have a look at the old family tree. Let's have a look at the old family tree. One death in the family on the male side, unfortunately, as we know from the last session, of course. But yes, here we go. Zixus Lixus is married to our lovely Muttonbal, our heir's son-in-law, has had a boy. Brings much joy to the family. A time of celebration to be had by all. Excellent, excellent, excellent.
Sire.
Okay. Oh, Numidian spies as well in our land, in our settlements. Oh, this is not going well at all, is it? Not in the slightest bit. These dogs, they sneak around. Oh, Jesus. Oh Jesus, oh Jesus. We are looking like we are going to be facing an attack very shortly. This is quite worrying. Are all our plans about to be unravelled in the space of a turn, in the space of 6 months? We have the Spanish descending on Corduba. We have the Numidians besieging Lepsis Magna. This is quite worrying. At the end of this man's reign, things start to crumble. Well, no, not on his watch, I say. Not on his watch.
Ready to sail.
This is not acceptable. We shall not accept it. Right, one more turn before we can actually start recruiting triremes. But we don't need triremes right now. What we do need is a boat. As a matter of urgency, to ship across our gallant leader, together with any mercenaries that might be recruitable, to get down and dirty to
My liege.
as quickly as possible to lift this siege, or to help to lift this siege. So at age 77, the leader's work is not done. He came back to Thapsus. He paid his respects at the temple for his dead son, who had governed this place efficiently for so many years. But now, with this happening on the doorstep, he is not one to rest on his laurels. And like old Bruce came down to rescue him, he shall go down to rescue his people. Unlike Bruce, however, he has no intentions of being slain by Numidian scum, some 30-year-old upstart. Oh no siree, he's not. Right, so that's him sorted. Let's sort this elephant situation out. Bring him back. Bring him in. Do some retraining there. See what happens with that. This guy will... Let's also drop off here. Drop you in there. That's it. Retrain you. So the elephants and the horses will return. Will return back to here to top up there. In the meantime, these guys need to get across to here as quickly as they can. It's probably just as quick to go by land, to be honest with you. So we'll kind of plonk them here. I know we're going to plonk them inside, aren't we? Because we want to retrain them, but that'd be a bit of a congestion problem. So we'll sort that out when we get him. When he gets a bit closer. Excellent. He's coming down, dropping off. Okay, just taking care of the movements to start with. There's obviously a lot of stuff to do here as the empire grows. There's lots of minute things to manage, which is always fun. Can't recruit a merchant here until we get, actually, this. The market. It will be worth it in the long run, but we just have to wait 3 more flipping turns. We do have the boats ready, however. That are going to ship them down. Kind of. In fact, whilst we're waiting... Ship him across there. Land him here. Excellent, excellent. Look at that, look at that. Where you going? Get your backside out here. And bring you back here. Okay, so I think that's movement's pretty much done. One little movement left. There we go, just like that. We're done. So that's the, yeah, movement's done. Movement's done. Oh, look at Croton, it's looking a bit unhappy. I'm not seeing anything down south here so far.
Your humble servant.
That's filling me with any sense of dread.
My ears are yours.
Not a lot.
None shall see me.
Not a lot of Rutii forces as far as I can tell.
Your obedient servant. At once.
A couple of family members here, including General Cornelius Brutus and General Titus Brutus. This is faction leader Tiberius Brutus. He's probably quite old, given his 5 commands, 64 years old, and whopping 96 bodyguards. This is looking quite promising, actually. We could take our full stack here and start to really causing some havoc. We could probably wipe out the Brutii before even the Scipii, because they've only got 2 lands of Brutii. They haven't expanded over across here to sort of the Greek side. So take these 2 guys, take these 2 settlements out pretty quickly, and the Brutii will be no more. You could then sweep up to Capua here, I believe it is, and wipe out the Sicilians, and the southern Italy would be completely Roman free in quite a quick succession. Interesting. Right, okay, so some tidying up to do then, before we end the turn. Nothing else we can really do here. I'm going to hold off building anything else for the time being, although there is still quite a lot that we can build here. I am holding off just to see what the Spanish do first. No point in building if we're going to be under siege, because the building will probably stop, I think. But we are going to recruit an extra unit, just in case. What I could also do as a bit of extra protection, seeing as we have the cash, is just recruit some more troops. Barb mercenaries and some more Balearic slingers. 2 lots of Barb mercenaries, Balearic slingers. An extra unit of Spanish mercs, don't require them just because we've got quite a lot of Balearic slingers and they will do more than a number on any force that tries to siege us out. Break down our doors, walls, whatever you want to call them. They will get under heavy fire. So, get some mercenaries, just to help with the situation. Net turn income, 817.
My liege.
It's fine. There we go. That now gives us a much, much healthier and much, much more menacing looking garrison for the time being. And should the Spanish want to attack us now, they're going to suffer heavy losses. They're going to suffer defeat. They don't even have they wouldn't even beat us in an open field battle, let alone trying to take down us in a siege. But yeah, I think we can cancel that, given that we've just got some mercenaries for now. Save a little bit of clash where we can. Okay, so that's Corduba pretty much sorted and bracing itself for attack. I highly doubt they're going to attack us. I highly doubt it. What we could play with, of course. We could play with. I'm just intrigued.
If we may have a private word.
Only 6,000 coin to bribe that army from existence.
Until next time.
Is it worth it? Is it actually worth it to do that? When you're turning such a heavy surplus, I'd sometimes argue it might well be. It might well be. They vanish into the ether. It would take them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 more turns to even replenish the lost numbers. Buys us a bit of time. Saves us having to defend. Although defending would be fun. I'm kind of tempted. We'll see what happens. We need to just ascertain what's happening over the course of the rest of the lands. We are building there. The Midi is now finished building. I would like to get some farms here next. Okay. We're not going to build any military buildings here. Okay, so Dimidi's now fine. Nepta, nothing doing at Nepta. Self-sufficient. Cirta's getting roads. The army has now left. The movements of all, we've done the movements of all the units, so it's just looking at the building work. Thapsus is fine also. Nepsis Magna's under attack. Lilybaeum actually needs a building. In fact, Lilybaeum is a little bit higgledy-piggledy. I think a farm is needed there. Okay, that's fine. Syracuse. Market. Messana. Farms. He's coming down. They've moved across. Right, excellent. So I think we're done. I think we're done, my friends. I think we're done.
One. Yes, My liege.
Keep moving.
Moves depleted, sir.
Keep moving, son. Keep moving. Trying to figure out why we are turning a loss. I don't know what we've purchased this session. That's so expensive. I think it might be the retraining of the elephants, actually. That's probably maybe a little bit of income there got lost.
Aye, great lord. Ready to sail.
Right.
Ships ready. Ships ready. Ready to sail. Ships ready. Yes, mighty lord.
So we'll take these ships now.
Ships ready. Make ready for combat.
Goodbye, Julii ships. Excellent. Retrain there. It's a little bit more expense, but it's definitely worth it. So we're taking these guys down just to prepare for.
Aye, great lord.
Hang on. Cancel that.
My liege.
Get in there now. Go.
Yes, mighty lord.
Go, 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 go.
Aye, great lord.
Hot foot it now. Hot foot it.
Aye, great lord.
Hot foot it.
Aye, great lord.
Yeah, we're just waiting for the to recruit the triremes. Three triremes we shall recruit. Yeah, we're done. We are done. Quick save it. Next turn is the last turn of the session. It's a bit of a shorter one, but could be an interesting one. Let's see what happens. That looked like the Scipii attacked the Greeks there. I thought the Greeks and the Scipii brokered a peace. A ceasefire. Perhaps it's short-lived. Oh! No! No, 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 no! Just one turn! One more turn, he would have made it to be able to attack this army, and that, if he'd have just died after doing that, it would have been nice. Oh, bother, bother, bother! Settlement besieged. What's besieged now? Oh. Town grows, town grows. Oh, faction leader has died. Hanno at the age of 77, or did he make it to 78? Faction announcements. Hasdrubal is now in charge, though. We are the most advanced. Oh no, Egypt have taken over as the most advanced faction. And the House of Julii are finally now at war with the Gauls. How long did that take? How long did that take? Right, it looks like then we are going to end the session as of pretty much right now. And I shall tell you why. Because as I mentioned in a video or two previous, I did mention that as soon as the faction leader dies, that will signal the start of the roleplay element of this campaign. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to end the session with a very, very, very brief overview of where we find ourselves. I'm going to do some stuff off camera to just get some of the nitty-gritty sorted. And then the next session, the next video, will be the roleplay introductory video where I go over how the roleplay is going to work, where I take you through all of the various elements of the current position that you might want to take into consideration if you are taking part in the roleplay, and yeah, that's what the next plan will be. So as a very, very brief overview to end the session, the Spanish are still descending on Corduba, but I'm quite confident that this place is safe as houses. They're not going to take this. I do question, with a whopping 8,000 profits per turn, whether or not we just bribe this army away. However, I won't do that now because you know, it could be a decision to make in the roleplay at this point. So, yeah, interesting position that we find ourselves in here on the southern tip of Spain. The Spanish are just beginning to get a little bit frisky. Everything else across the Saharan areas is pretty much in control, just ticking over nicely. Cirta has done its business in terms of helping to recruit the standing army, which is now making its way this way to basically upgrade their weaponry. What we need to do actually is that. and then disband them. Excellent. And there you go. Gold elephants. So these elephants and these will go back across to Syracuse. But again, I'll start doing all this minute stuff off camera. But yeah, just a little bit of jiggery pokery to do here, but we're almost done. The standing army is 2 turns away from returning, being upgraded, and then it should be ready. And the question now, which actually will fall to the hands of the roleplay, is what do we do with that army? My initial plan whilst Hanno was alive was to take it to Karalis to capture this back from the Julii, and then take it to the southern tip of Italy to start rampaging through here and causing some grief with the Brutii. Some of you guys might have a different idea now, so we should have to wait to see what happens there. Here in Sicily, of course, we've got full control, and we are just beginning to finalise our sort of defensive Sicilian force here. So that's pretty good. We've got some eyeballs over here, so where we send our troops, we send our agents rather. Again, it could be a matter for discussion at this point, but they're already here now, so it could be a good place to start just having a little bit of a peep around southern Italy. Merchants being prepared for shipping to Egypt, and of course we now no longer have our faction leader to lift the siege, so even with these 2 units together with these guys, that is not going to be enough. We were relying on Hanno's expertise to deal with the situation. Without Hanno's expertise now, we're going to have to replan and repurpose, but this is going to probably be taken. And the question that will fall now to the roleplay will be, what do we do about this? How do we go about taking this back? Do we take this army down for a short time? Do we recruit something else? You know, and also, do we actually get rid of the Numidians for good by taking out Siwa, perhaps? It's all questions and debates now to be had on the larger scale. So there you go. That's where we find ourselves as a very quick overview of the situation. As I said, I will flesh out some of the more finer kind of details off camera and finish off a few little bits, and then the next session will be the full-blown roleplay overview where everything will be explained, and hopefully you'll join me in that, and we shall have some fun for the next few years of the campaign. The roleplay will run for a finite time. It won't be for the rest of the campaign, it will be for a set period, but yeah, all will be revealed in the next video. Enjoy, folks, and until next time, God rest your soul, Hanno. God rest your soul. I'll see you soon.